Paul and Kirsten, again, we're frantically making phone calls here in the newsroom, trying to find out if there are injuries and if there are confirmations of a tornado touchdown. So far, we have not been able to receive that. But what police are telling us is, and that they're asking, that no one, if they do not have to, make telephone calls into the northern suburbs. These suburbs include Champlin, Fridley, Maple Grove, Mounds View, Brooklyn Park, Brooklyn Center, Coon Rapids, and these communities north of the Twin Cities. Again, there are telephone lines down. The lines that are up and are remaining, we do not want them jammed because we want to use them for emergency purposes only. It was in 1965 in Fridley that a tornado touched down, and then in April 1984 in Mounds View where a tornado touched down. So the areas again affected are similar to areas in years past. 2 years ago, or it was, yeah, 2 years ago in Mounds View, there was 1 person dead and some 50 people injured. And in Fridley, in 1965, there were also injuries there. Now let's go back to the studio.
All right, Susan, thank you very much. You got a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to know, there really have been no injuries reported so far, is that right?
We are checking. There are lots of tornado spotters in the area. There are lots of ambulance crews, police, and sheriff's deputies in the areas checking for these kinds of things, but so far we have no evidence of injuries. Let's hope that turns out to be the case.
Absolutely.
All right. Scott, our producer in the booth, if you could get on the radio to Max and have him pan back to those black clouds up there so that maybe we could get Paul Douglas's opinion on what those clouds are all about. Again, folks, this is all live.
This isn't something you plan for. We're going by the seat of the pants at this point, Paul.
Lightning.
Some lightning there. We also...
Yeah, Max is saying it's pretty hard to fly right now because there's an awful lot of debris in the air, and of course, if any of that debris hits the helicopter, it could be devastating for Max.
Right now, Max is trying to make his way to some areas where apparently there has been some damage.
Now, that is rain and hail off to the northeast from the storm. There is the danger area, it would appear. That looks like the tail end of the storm. That is, I believe, where the tornado dropped out of just moments ago.
We'd like to mention that photographer Tom Empey has been taking all these dramatic pictures for you this afternoon.
We're just told that the area that you see in the picture right now is the Anoka County Airport area. That is the area that you see on your screen right now.
Boy, it's a threatening sky, too, isn't it?
Paul and Kirsten, in Oklahoma City, helicopters are routinely dispatched to cover these tornadoes when they approach metro Oklahoma City. But this is the first time, certainly, that I can ever remember that we've had live coverage of a tornado as it's happening.
Scott Stahowiak, our producer in the booth. Again, Max at this point does not see a funnel cloud in the air. He's going to relay that to Max right now.
Paul and Kirsten,
yeah,
I am, what you're looking at right now is an area 1 to 2 miles east of the Anoka County Airport. It looks very dark and ominous, and there's a lot of lightning, but I don't see a touchdown at this time.
You see a funnel cloud at this point, Max?
No, I do not. I do not see a funnel cloud. There's lots of lightning, and it's very dark, but I do not see a funnel cloud anywhere at this time.
That is the wall cloud right there, Paul.
You know, Max, is there a green tinge to the light there? We've heard so much about the green associated with a tornado.
Well, that is correct. You do have a green tinge here, and it looks, like I say, it looks ominous, but I don't see a funnel at this time.
Max, are there strong winds in that area right now? Do your instruments read any strong winds?
Yes, sir. It is very gusty at this time, and it's, I would say the winds are 30 knots, gusting to 50 and 60 right here. It's very bouncy right around here.
And Paul Douglas, presumably those would be straight line winds?
It would be pretty much straight line winds at the beginning of the storm where the rain and hail is. At this point, this would just be turbulence right around the wall cloud. It's just a giant vacuum cleaner. It's sucking air right into the center of the wall cloud, and the air is going up through the thunderhead. And it's right under that wall cloud that you have the funnel vortex developing. It would appear that the danger is over for now, but I really want to qualify that because this is still a very severe thunderstorm, and this parent thunderhead could still spawn another tornado or a funnel as it continues eastbound. It hasn't moved much at all. There is Max right in the vicinity of Fridley. Here is the hail and the very heavy rain. This would appear to be the threat area in extreme south-central, southeastern Anoka County and northern Ramsey County. Again, places like Mounds View, Spring Lake Park, Lino Lake, Centerville, White Bear Lake, still a dangerous situation. We are not issuing an all clear, even though it appears that the funnel is now lifted back up into the wall cloud. We're going to have to watch it very carefully for at least the next 20, 30 minutes here, Paul and Kirsten.
I think we're trying to bring up another live picture here.
Yeah, you are looking at a live picture. That's how dark that area is right now. You can see the ground finally, which gives you some perspective as to what you're looking at.
At about 1:30, Paul and Kirsten, we issued a statement that it was conceivable that there could be hail, damaging winds, and even a few small tornadoes. But the real threat, frankly, was west of the cities. This stuff developed literally in about 2 or 3 minutes. We got a report on the scanner, on the police scanner
we have in
the office, in the newsroom, that there was indeed a touchdown. We knew a storm was there, but frankly, I'll be honest, we had no idea the potential with that storm.
Yeah, and you have to assume that everybody was caught off guard. National Weather Service?
To a certain extent, the warnings got on the air about a good 10 minutes or so after the initial touchdown. We got on the air at about, I'd say about 4:50 or so.
Well, the bottom line is this. It surprised everybody with its appearance. It came out of nowhere. The bottom line is it may be up in the clouds right now.
But Max reports he doesn't see any more funnels at this time.
Yeah, but I guess the point is that no one knows when it's capable of dropping back down. And as Paul mentioned earlier, it goes up, builds up a little energy, and at any point can come back down, correct?
Exactly right. In fact, we have a sequence, Paul. We want to show you what all this looked like, the development of this severe thunderstorm that produced a tornado. This is since about 11 o'clock this morning. You can see the real threat area was west of the cities. This is where reports of very heavy rain and lots of lightning. St. Cloud was hit hard at about 3 this afternoon. And then watch. Over the past couple of hours, some huge thunderstorms began to develop over extreme northeastern parts of Hennepin County. The real threat areas to the north, it was just an isolated cell, and this is the one that did produce the tornado. Again, we're going to have to watch it very carefully. The threat is not over for folks living in southern Anoka and northern Ramsey County. Paul, Kirsten?
All right, Paul, thank you very much. I'll tell you what, we will continue to keep you posted on this story as the story and the situation warrants. We also want to assure you that Max Mesmer and Tom Impey, the photographer inside of Sky 11, they're safe, they're fine. Max is a very skilled pilot. He knows how to use those skills. He also has a lot of common sense. So if you're at home thinking we're risking their lives, granted, there's always a little bit of jeopardy in everything that anybody does, even crossing the street, but we assure you, Max's common sense overrides any stupidity in his body.
Now back to Paul for a moment.
Okay, we should, again, reiterate, there is still a tornado warning in effect for at least the next 20, 30 minutes for southern Anoka, northern Ramsey, and northeastern Hennepin. It would appear the greatest threat right now is over southern Anoka County. Yes, the funnel seems to have dissipated, but this is still a severe thunderstorm, and we still have all the ingredients for perhaps reformation of a tornado over the next 15 to 20 minutes. If you live in southern Anoka County, you should be in the basement right now. Paul, Kirsten?
All right, Paul. NBC Nightly News is coming up next, but folks, if this thing redevelops, we will not hesitate to break in.
Our newsroom is very busy right now. That's it for now, though.
We'll be back at 6, if not earlier.